Good afternoon. Today we are starting with the module number 6 on industrial gas analyzers. Basically, industrial gas analyzers will not only include the gases which are present in the industry, or when you are saying industrial, it will mean all the different industries. Maybe it is pharmaceutical, or maybe it is pharmaceutical, medicine, or it could be even the what you say pollution control, or it could be actually in the industries where some manufacturing is going on and you require to measure some amount of gases. For example, in many of the nuclear plants or in many of the power plants, what happens is a lot of combustion is going on, or even in iron and steel factories or cement factories, a lot of combustion goes on, a lot of chemical reactions go on. Now for when these chemical reactions or combustion take place, that time a lot of different type of gases are generated. Some of them, or rather most of them, are very harmful to human beings as well as to the atmosphere. So pollution control board always has norms which the companies have to follow. So what they do is they will measure the content of these gases, make sure that they are according to the norms of the particular pollution board, and then they start, or then they make those gases exit in the atmosphere, or maybe in the drainage or anywhere. So gases to be measured are very important from the point of view of any industry. In medicine, you can say that where you need to measure the content of carbon dioxide in a person's breath, because if the carbon dioxide is more, that means that person is having some issues, then they have to be diagnosed. If you have to measure the content of say nitrogen in the air, or nitrogen in any chamber, or for medicinal purposes you need to measure nitrogen or nitrogen oxide or something of that sort. So all these measurements need to be done in the medical industry. Similarly, in chemical plants where there is a lot of chemical involved, you could require to measure the content of various gases. So gas analysis is more of an application oriented topic rather than understanding the basic. What we are going to do is we are going to check the various gases. For example, we will be checking we will be seeing how to measure oxygen. So there are various principles on which oxygen analyzers work. For example, paramagnetic, galvanic, polarographic, conductometric. Similarly, we'll be seeing analyzers which measure carbon dioxide, which are based on infrared. Then you have thermal conductivity detectors for thermal conductivity analyzers for analyzing gases. Then you have nitrogen analyzers and other nitrogen oxide, etc. measurement gas analyzers. So we'll be seeing these and we'll be understanding on what principles they operate and which industry they are mostly used for. So let us see oxygen analyzers first. All are aware that oxygen is a paramagnetic material. That means it is susceptible to magnetic field. Whenever oxygen is brought in a magnetic field, it will be attracted towards the magnetic poles. This is a property of oxygen which is very finely used in its measurement. So oxygen has exceptionally high magnetic susceptibility compared to other gases. Three types of paramagnetic oxygen analyzers are mostly used in the industry. One is called the dumbbell shape or the dumbbell type, because the construction inside is in the shape of a dumbbell. The thermomagnetic type or the magnetic wind type. And the last one is magneto-pneumatic type. We'll be seeing the dumbbell type and the magnetic wind type in detail. So let us see what all it consists of. I'll just show you the diagram before we start the explanation. This is how an actual paramagnetic dumbbell type of oxygen analyzer looks like. Can you observe here in this part that these are the magnetic poles, and here is the dumbbell shaped oxygen capsule. There is an enlarged view of it if you would be able to see properly. See, can you see this? It is a glass dumbbell, okay? And there is an entry point and exit point for oxygen in it. Now, once you have seen the actual construction, now we will go to exactly how it works. So if you just observe here, sorry, if you just observe here, this is the dumbbell, the glass dumbbell, in which the oxygen is present. Now, these are the two magnetic poles between which the dumbbell is placed. What happens whenever there is, in one of it, you will have the reference, in the other, you will have oxygen. So whichever part of the dumbbell has oxygen, it will try to move and align itself towards the magnetic field. When it will move, you can observe that this is a mirror here. And there is a continuous light source which is pointing out to the mirror and onto the scale. What happens is, according to the reflection of the light, the pointer will move on the scale, showing you the amount of oxygen. This is a very basic diagram to understand the concept. So what all it consists of? A small dumbbell shaped body made of glass and charged with nitrogen of low magnetic susceptibility. A light source, a photocell, a mirror, and a calibrated indicating unit. The dumbbell body is suspended in an enclosed test cell by a quartz or platinum fiber within the magnetic field of a permanent magnet, and it is free to rotate in space. Since the dumbbell body is somewhat diamagnetic, that is, has negative magnetic susceptibility because of its nitrogen content, the balls of the dumbbell naturally deflect slightly away from the point of maximum magnetic field strength. That means if you consider this, these are much aligned to the magnet, but initially they will be something of this sort, in this angle, where they are a little bit away from the maximum magnetic effect. The moment oxygen enters, they will deflect. They will deflect and they will try to get attracted towards the maximum magnetic field. Once they deflect, automatically the source and the mirror basically moves, because of which the light that is being reflected from the mirror also changes, and we can see the reading on the scale. This is how your paramagnetic oxygen analyzer, that is magnetodynamic or dumbbell shaped type of oxygen analyzer, works. So there are very much advantages because it provides a direct measurement of the magnetic susceptibility and consequently is not influenced by the thermal properties of the background gases. This we'll see in the next type of oxygen analyzer. It has excellent speed of response. Disadvantages: it is delicate instrument with moving parts and thus is sensitive to vibration and precise positioning. Therefore, this type of analyzer is not suited for many industrial applications such as ships or as portable oxygen analyzers. The magnetic susceptibility of the sample is a function of temperature, and significant errors will result if temperature deviates. Magnetic susceptibility of oxygen is inversely proportional to temperature. That means if temperature increases, the magnetic susceptibility decreases. Used only when measuring percent levels of oxygen and not for trace levels. Trace levels means when there is very small amount of any material, then it is called a trace. That means in say 100%, it is hardly 1 to 10%. Then it is called a trace. Otherwise, When we are saying percentage oxygen level, that means we are measuring in terms of say 20, 30, 40 and so on, greater amounts of oxygen in the sample gas.